met.
A podcast about Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft.
It's time for a little roll.
This is the Angry Chicken.
I hope you like my invention.
Tastingo! I'm gonna eat that! Reporting for duty.
Greetings and welcome back to the Angry Chicken, a Hearthstone podcast. I am Garrett Weinzierl. With me, as always, is Willie Dills Gregory and Miss Jocelyn Moffat. Well, welcome back, Jocelyn. You've been gone for a week. I don't even remember what fake Canadian holiday you were gone for. But,
it wasn't a fake
nice.
Canadian holiday. It was school, but I am done with that forever.
Okay.
Ever.
Oh, it was school. Okay. So that's not fake. That's very responsible and important. So your excuse is valid.
Thank you.
Don't need
Thank you for validating my life choices,
Wait,
Garrett.
so
It wouldn't be
are
the
you-
same without you.
Are you a graduate now? Is that what you mean?
I already was. I went back to take a master's course,
Okay.
so
Oh, okay.
yeah, never
Look at you
again.
all smart
That was
and
bad.
stuff. Okay.
So you got your master's.
Well, no, I don't have my master's. I took a course.
Oh, a master's course.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
In mastery? What was it in?
Yes, in mastering all the things.
That's not going away in the next World of Warcraft patch, right?
That's right.
Mastery's-
Mastery gone.
It's one.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Is mastery one of like the two stats they're keeping in the game?
Just be careful, Garrett. We're gonna get 1-star reviews if we keep talking about this. All right.
How dare we discuss a game in the Blizzard sphere that the game the show is about is based on?
It's called Hearthstone Heroes of something. We don't know.
Yeah, heroes of Blue's Clues. Heroes of
Yeah. Well, look, we don't know. Just don't even worry about it. It's heroes.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
It's good. It's good to know. Good to know. Anyway, everyone, welcome back. It's another week, and we were going today's episode like, we're gonna need to stress for some time. There's not a whole lot of news this week, and then we decided, or then Blizzard decided, no, there's actually going to be plenty to talk about. So let's get right into it with this week's news.
It's really convenient.
News, everyone!
We got a Hearthstone update today, courtesy of Aratil in the official forums, and can we just dive into it, Dills? Jocelyn,
Yeah.
are we allowed to
Go
just
for it.
I hope you're ready for me to
unleash some opinion bombs?
ask some questions.
Okay.
Like most
Oh, I didn't know
of
this
them
was gonna
start
be a
with why.
quiz.
Yeah. No, most of my questions start with why. And most of the answers need to come from Blizzard. So let's do this.
True. Unfortunately, Ben Brode resigned as permanent third chair on the show, and we had to let Jocelyn back.
Hey, whoa!
Oh crap!
Jocelyn, I'm sure, had a lot to do with all of these changes. So I'm sure she can give us all the answers.
Well, that's what we didn't tell everyone. They actually swapped places last week. Ben moved to
This
Nova
is
Scotia.
all me. You're welcome.
And Jocelyn actually got to work at Blizzard HQ as the lead bounce or the senior game designer. So cool. Let's see what you did, Jocelyn. Everything we just said was a lie. The first thing Aratel brought up was they're capping the amount of gold that we can earn in play mode per day. It's going to be capped at 100 gold in the upcoming patch. This does not affect gold gained through quests, arena, or achievements. They wanted to make sure and put that out there. So that's, I guess that's good. I'm not happy about this. I'm not
That's
happy about this at
absolutely
all.
ridiculous. We've
I'm
said
really,
so
really,
many times.
really
like,
You're not
unhappy.
happy about this?
No.
how could you be happy about this?
Are you getting 100 gold a day? Are you winning 300 games
It's not 300
in one day?
games.
And like
It's
now you
30.
can't do that?
It's 30 games.
No, you
Yeah.
get 10 gold for 3 games, right? Oh, sorry. So okay, 30 games. Are you winning 30 games?
Wow,
That's
math
not
really
bad.
is hard for you,
No,
Dills.
I already did discuss this with somebody else. So I didn't say 30 before, and then now I just said 300 for some reason.
30 wins
So
in
are
a
you
day
winning
is-
30 games a day?
It's not
Have you
always.
ever won 30 games in a
not
single
always.
day
It's
of play mode?
totally possible.
Sure.
If this happy day comes where I get to don a green jacket like Trump and get paid to play this game every day, I damn well guarantee you I'll be winning 30 days a game.
All right.
30 games a day.
I do not. This is the one change I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. There's a solid
You
reason
don't play
for
a lot
it.
of play mode.
Yeah, I do. I play tons. I have more play wins than any of you guys. I know it for a
that's true.
fact. I've got like 400. The
You play too much.
I know. No, but here's the thing. There's a specific reason for this, and it's to hit the least amount of people and fix a problem. And the problem is botting and gold farming on accounts. There's
How would you
they
even
know
do
the
that?
stats. So basically what the bot does is the bot goes in and basically insta quits a game, and then its MMR goes down so low that it only faces other bots, and then they both insta quit each other, and then you just leave it up all night, and then eventually you get some gold.
Okay.
So this is literally to just combat a thing. It's an exploit. They just do this. It turns it off, and I'm sure Blizzard knows the stats. How many people are actually capping at 100 gold in a day through actual play? And I'm sure the number is like nil. It's like nobody's
Okay.
doing that. So I know people like look at it and go, "Oh my God, you're slowing down the amount of gold." It's like, no, they're slowing down that one little thing because it's so ridiculous. It's like this is like the 25 daily cap or whatever. It's not a big deal.
Now,
This really isn't going to affect anybody.
Now, one of the things that a lot of people assume about Blizzard, and I think is actually one of the true assumptions, is that they're almost omnipotent in their tracking of behavior in their games. So my question is, why not just find a way to see who's botting and just ban the hell out of them?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure they do that as well, but I think it's probably a tougher fix for a team of 20 people. I think this is just an easy way to go, all right, this fixes the problem.
Okay.
You got a team of 20. You can't just spend all your time like banning people and looking for bots. So
All right.
this to me makes sense. This
think,
is the
yeah.
change where I'm like, this makes sense. If
All right,
there's
you
that
have-
going on, it's fine.
You've convinced me with your cold hard logic, even if you are bad at math.
I don't know. I think that maybe they'll change it later on, but I mean, everything that we've been asking for in the last little while is to get more rewards for playing in play mode. So
Yes.
if they're going
I
to
still
start
think
giving, so if they're going to start giving more gold, like if they up the gold amount, then I think the $100 cap, 100 gold cap would be a problem. But
Yeah. After talking to Ben Brode last week, though, it doesn't look like that there's going to be a gold increase anywhere on the horizon. So,
He didn't seem to say like that there would be. I still think it should be 15 gold for 3 wins, and then
Yeah.
make the gold cap 150. That to me would be fine. But yeah, so somebody in the chat said win 2 quests and win 6 games. It's not affecting the quests. This is literally just a cap on the 10 gold
On the wins.
bags you get for the wins. So the dailies and the arena and 300 wins achievement or whatever, 100 wins achievement, 1,000 wins achievement, those don't get affected. Those aren't part of the cap. This is literally to stop botting. That's all it is. So it's fine.
So those of you who are actually hitting the 100 gold, stop winning so much, I guess, is what we have
honestly,
to say to you.
if you're playing that much play mode, are you doing it for the gold? Are you grinding gold, or are you just like addicted to the game and you're like preparing for a tournament or something like that?
Yeah.
Or you're streaming, you're Trump. Like, how do you...
And then you're actually
no
getting
one's
paid real
playing
money
10
for it.
hours a day.
So yeah, if you're getting paid real money to play Hearthstone all day, then
Yeah.
I don't think you're really missing out on much.
Yeah. It's, to me, this was the one change where I was like, okay. Everything else I'm like, really? So yeah, so there you go, Blizzard. That's your pass. You
All
got
right.
one.
Now let's
get ready for the rage.
I was about to say, let's get into what the segment we like to call Dill's turning his head sideways like a cat and going, really?
Well, we've had the Garrett rage. We need some Dill's rage. You got to balance it out.
You're damn right. You're damn right. You need some Dill's rage.
I'm actually not gonna rage. I'm confused. I feel like they made changes based on the meta of 2 months ago, not the meta of today, and that's fine. But
what's funny is I'm not going to refute you on a lot of these. I feel
Yeah.
like we're going to have very similar opinions. Jocelyn, feel free to be the devil's advocate.
Oh, I'm so excited. You don't even understand.
Do it. Just get in there. All right. So, in addition to Eratil telling us about the new gold cap, the real meat of this Hearthstone update is the forthcoming balance changes. So, first up, the Shattered Sun Cleric is on the chopping block. It is now a 3/2. It originally was a 3/3. The Shattered Sun Cleric, of course, being the currently the 3 mana 3/3 that gives another minion +1/+1.
yes.
So
No, this one's actually fine. It's not, but I think they should have gone the other way. I think this one should have been a 2/3. to fit the current model of 3-drops, which are generally either 3/3s or 2/3s. So I think 3/2 is the wrong way to go. It's not the Shattered Sun Cleric itself. It's the minion that it buffs that becomes the problem. So to me, knocking it down to 2, I mean, I get it. They're trying to put it into AoE range, but I think you knock 1 attack off of it, and it basically gives you 3/4 worth of stats for 3, which is still a good card. And this is still a good card. Think about like the Injured Blade Master is a 4/3 for 3, and that's still what this is giving you. So I think it should have gone the other way, but this one, not too bad. I did want this out of the particular set of 4 cards to be nerfed, but I don't like this nerf. I don't like 1-drops trading with it. That's what I don't like.
Yeah, that's a good point. I do not disagree with you there.
Yeah, I would prefer that it can't trade with 4-drops. That's what I think it should be, basically.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah. Like, yeah, every 1-drop will deal with this now. That's kind of weak, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless
indeed.
you have it behind some kind of taunt.
Sure. Which everyone's playing taunt.
Especially a 1 or
Have
2
lots
mana
of
taunt.
mister.
Sure
Do you have a 1 mana or a 2 mana taunt, and you're not a warlock?
Yes.
No,
you're
take
lying.
it out now, Jocelyn.
You're lying, or you're playing a bad card.
You guys are so mean to me. God.
God, well,
No,
you're
I
gone
don't
for
know.
a
This
week,
one doesn't
so.
piss me off too much, but
Next, you're going to tell me the raid leader's bad.
well, the raid leader's terrible. Garrett was just playing an arena match. Somebody played the raid leader against him on a dry board, and I was like, "All right, GG. Like, you might as well just."
And I did.
chalk
I
up a
won that
win on
game
this one.
handily. I destroyed that guy.
Yeah, you did. You really destroyed that guy. I mean, there's certain moves like that that just kind of like
His
okay.
his ID said like Bibbit or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it meant.
Oh, that's
Brian, if
fair.
you're
That's
listening,
the
I
exact
love you.
scenario, though. What he did is the exact scenario of why the raid leader's bad. He has no other play probably on turn 3 except the raid leader, which by itself is a 2/2 for 3 mana. Terrible.
You could say that about, well, I mean, I guess just on turn 3. Okay, I agree with you. But I mean, you could really say that about any buff card. If you have a clear board, buff cards kind of suck to play.
Yeah, and that's what's going to suck about the Shattered Sun Cleric. This is again why I think it should be a 2/3. Is if it's by itself, it's going to really suck now as a 3/2.
Yeah,
It's
because
basically
there's
a
2 mana
2-drop for
3/2s.
3.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've got both
It's
the ooze.
a raptor
We
for
have the-
3 mana.
Right, we got the raptor, the ooze, and the fairy dragon, all of which are 3/2s for 2 mana.
Yeah. And now it's just terrible. So if you can't take advantage of its battle cry,
God,
this
now that you
card
put it
sucks
that
so bad.
way, I am probably going to run a lot less of these.
I think you're still going to see it because I still think it's going to have the value. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, what I do like about this is they did need to nerf those kind of big. It's really like a big 4. Like people talk about like the 18 or whatever. It's really like 4. It's this one. It's the Defender Vargas, Argent Commander, which is next. It's really those cards I think were just head and shoulders above the rest. So I'm glad they did something to it. I just think they went the wrong way.
Yeah, let's talk about the Argent Commander, though.
Okay.
So it's currently the Argent Commander. It's everyone's favorite card. It's it's 5 mana, 6 mana,
6 mana.
6
Everyone
mana.
has 2 of them. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 mana, has 4 attack, 3 health, and charge, and Divine Shield. So it's pretty much a 4 damage removal spell that leaves behind an Injured Blade Master.
Yeah.
It's a great card. Everyone's
It's
running to it.
it's combining a Shadow Bolt and an Injured Blade Master into one card.
Yeah, it is a like blind pick in the arena game. So now it's a 4/2.
Yeah.
Same mana cost, same. It still has charge, still has Divine Shield, but it's down to a 4/2. Again, bringing it in line with the common AOE, your Lightning Storms, your Frost, not your Frost, your, what is that? What am I thinking of?
Well, Lightning Storm,
Arcane one?
Consecrate, Holy Nova.
Holy Nova, the mage one
Blizzard.
that freezes it.
Yeah.
Blizzard, that's it. I always think it has Frost in the title because it freezes stuff if it doesn't kill it. But yeah, it's Blizzard. So yeah, Ertil said that the reason for this is that they're quite good for their cost, and they currently feel to be slightly above the curve in power compared to cards of a similar cost and type, Yeah, and they said players end up choosing these cards for their deck much more often than other cards at the same mana cost. We want to increase the variety of cards being played at 3 and 6 mana.
Yes.
So I don't disagree
makes
with
sense.
that thought process at all.
No, I don't either. I actually, this one's okay with me too. But again, like this is where they fell short. Is they did it to the cleric and the commander and not the defender. The defender is missing on this list. So this is fine. It still basically does the same thing. Now what it is it's a for 1 extra mana, it's a Stormpike Commando that deals 4 damage, right? You can think of it in those terms. So if you get 2 damage for 1 mana extra, so you get a Holy Smite on top of your Stormpike Commando.
Yeah, which is
So,
really good.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. The rage is coming. I'm just saying, like,
Chat room is like, rage
Where's
is
the rage?
insufficient.
I know. It's
like, no,
but
no,
these two cards definitely needed to be nerfed. Like they did. These were like the obvious things. Like nerf those 2 cards. Again, I don't know. I mean, this one didn't really. They could have made it a 4/1 with Divine Shield. I don't really care. The 3 health almost never mattered. I get that it's like, oh, now a 1-drop can then trade with it. It's still 2 for 1s. People are still going to run 2 copies of this card all the time.
Yeah, the Shattered Sun Cleric, I'm now thinking twice about it, but the Argent Commander, I'm still going to have 2 of these in most of my decks.
Oh yeah. Imagine if you could take a Stormpike Commando that read 4/2, deal 4 damage for 6 mana.
Yep.
I would take that all day.
Yep.
Every day.
All day,
Yeah.
every day. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what this does.
And the Argent
So,
Commander, with the Stormpike Commando, it's just a battle cry effect when it enters the board. With the Argent Commander, it can be affected by any buff card.
Yeah.
You put it next to a Flame Tongue Totem, and all of a sudden it's doing
Have a Sword of
obscene amount
Justice
damage.
out.
Sword of Justice out, yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite plays. Have a Sword of Justice, play Argent Commander, and I have a 5/4, which will now be, 5/3, but whatever. It's fine.
Still good. It's still
Yeah.
good stuff. So, I'm
But
okay
no,
with
but you
that.
know what? If they want to increase the variety of cards being played at 3 and 6 mana, give us more 6 mana cards, first of all. And then second of all, buff the class specific cards that cost 3 and 6. Because right now the only, it's basically Fire Elemental and Argent Commander. Like everyone else has 2 6-drops except for Shaman have 4. So Shaman get to double up on the commanders basically over everybody else.
Right.
I think this nerf is almost negligible. Like this doesn't really matter. I would like to see a couple more cards, like maybe buff a 5-drop, make it cost 6, and then make it do something. Give us more options. I think that would make more sense. But this is fine. This one doesn't. This is almost like it doesn't even matter.
Okay, I'd agree with that. Jocelyn, I mean, how has your play kind of evolved since we last spoke to you? You are the show's resident, casual player. But I'm curious if these cards, which so far we've been talking about, they're more than a trinity, but they're the holy trinity of Hearthstone at the moment.
I was running the Shattered Sun Cleric. Wasn't playing with the Argent Commander. I know. Don't jump all over me.
What? What kind of deck
have
doesn't
them.
have 2 Argent Commanders in it? Oh, okay.
I don't have them.
sit in your
so
corner.
if I don't have them, then I have to build them, and it takes me a while to
Sure.
earn the gold and dust and everything else to build
All right.
cards. So
Were you playing an eye for an eye instead of an Argent Commander?
hey, that came in my packs,
You
Mister.
can dust that though.
Okay.
Anytime you want.
You can do something more useful with that card. Like
Then the whole meta of the game is gonna change, and and everyone's gonna be running eye for an eye. I'm gonna be like, damn it! I told you, and I dusted them, and it's all your fault.
I feel like I should just try to build a deck that is built around trying to get eye for an eye wins, and then stream it, and then show you as evidence that it's impossible. It can't be done except for extremely rare situations.
I have one last jab at eye for an eye, and then I'll try to never make the joke again. Jocelyn, in Magic the
Don't
Gathering,
jab in my eye for an eye, dude. Careful.
I have a lot of Magic cards because I play Magic, and I don't have a way to properly organize my cards. So I take shitty cards and I tape 2 together so they sit up higher than the other cards and use them as dividers. If Hearthstone was a physical paper card game, Eye for an Eye would be the card that I use in conjunction with a raid leader to make my tape together ruin the card dividers.
I see.
That's a good method for that. I wish they would actually include that, where I could take cards I would never play, shred them, and then turn them into dividers.
What do you need dividers for in a game that organizes itself?
I need dividers, Garrett.
Although, damn it, Blizzard.
Don't ruin my dreams.
And this is
all
something
right?
I didn't even think to ask Ben last week. Why can't I sort my cards by rarity in my collection? I want to just see my legendaries and only my legendaries.
I'm sure that's a feature that will be coming at some point. I'm sure that just for now, it's like get the game out, make sure it's playable, and then quality of life will come.
Hearthstone Power in the chat room totally gets it. He's like, yeah, I tear up bad cards and use them as tokens in Magic. That's what I do with Eye for an Eye.
Yeah.
He gets
Well-
me. He gets me.
Iskan makes a good point. You can search rare, you can search epic, you can search legendary, and then you can see it. But you have to
Yes,
type those in.
That's a good point. Okay. All right.
So-
I did not even
Garrett
know
doesn't
that word.
type.
I don't type. I just yell at Jocelyn for playing Eye for
Just
an
like
Eye.
you can type Murloc and Pirate and all that kind of stuff. You can type this stuff too.
All right. Anyway, moving on to the next card that's getting nerfed. I almost wish we were seeing buffs instead of nerfs. It'd be more interesting. Anyways, flameip. Its battle
Yeah.
cry now deals 3 damage to its owner, which is up from 2 damage. Eratil said that Warlocks have a very strong early game, and this small change to the flameimp should help a small amount. There are other cards that help the Warlock maintain early board advantage, and we're keeping a close eye on those as time goes on.
Warlocks
Funny
are
thing
good.
is, this makes 0
0 difference.
difference.
When
You'll still see 2 Flame Imps in every single aggro lock deck. And they won't give a crap about how much health they have. They're going to life tap away, and they're going to just kill you on turn 6.
I finally aided in throwing Samuel L. Jackson out the window, killed a room full of younglings, and took my place at the Emperor's side this past week, and built the aggro warlock deck that everyone is playing with. That deck is just stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it
crazy.
actually. I prefer it to the OTK Hunter. I don't know why. For some reason,
because you still have to trade and do things and stuff like that. Like, there's still...
I feel like with the OTK Hunter, I feel like there's one way to win, and if it doesn't happen, I lose. Whereas with the Warlock, there's just a million ways to win and like one way to lose.
Yeah.
If your opponent happens to be a druid, that's how
Although
you
the
lose.
best way to win is Leroy Power Overwhelming.
I don't have
Fact.
a Leroy, so
Yeah, well,
I've been winning.
Just go craft it, Garrett. What's the big holdup?
because I just crafted a Sylvanas, so deal with it.
Ooh, okay, that's better. That's better.
Oh man,
Sylvanas still better. But Leroy Power Overwhelming, funnest way to finish. 5 mana, 10 damage. It's like screw your Pyroblast. I could do it in 3 less mana. So let's go.
Hellfire is not the best way to win with a Warlock. I don't even run Hellfire.
It can be satisfying though,
What is
especially if
that?
you like kill yourself and them at the same time.
That is fun.
Just be like, screw you. If I can't win, no one can.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this change again. If they're going to change a Warlock early game card, they need to change Blood Imp, right? That's the card that's affecting the early game and giving the Warlock such a strong advantage.
I've seen
Not
it.
being able to kill anything because a Blood Imp is out there.
Honestly, I think I feel that the more horrifying opener is if you go second, you have the coin, and you get a Flame Imp, a Void Walker, and then Demon Fire.
Well, yeah, but
I find that to be much more
what I-
horrifying than anything with a Blood Imp.
But that affects. I mean, yes, there's other classes though that can like get a 4/5 out on the board on turn 2. You know, I mean, druids can like innervate one out or something like that, and they can, and it's the same amount of cards really. That to me isn't like that thing that nobody else can do. But that thing that no one else can do is have this dude on the board that you can't deal with unless you have AoE or a Mad Bomber or something. That then makes it so that nothing can die ever. That to me is a bigger problem.
I had a paladin today just aggressively using equality. He used it twice in the same game while I had blood imps out, and both times I'm like, "Did you not learn the first time?
Yeah,
Did you not realize?"
But you know what? He probably was
everything's-
just trying to get everything into consecrate range, right?
No, he
And
had already.
consecrated
The
you
second time
afterwards?
he did it, he had already used up his second consecrate.
Oh no! What is he doing?
I'm just like, what do you?
Yeah. So you knocked everything down to 2. Congratulations.
Yeah. I don't.
But I mean, like, to me, that is the card. If there's any card in the Warlock deck that's causing their early game to be so strong, it's a Blood Imp, right? That's the card that's causing it to be so strong, not the Flame Imp.
But how
the
do
Flame
you?
Imp is 1/3/2 that can be dealt with. Sure, it comes out on turn 1, fine. But I can put a Leper Gnome out there, and then he puts a Blood Imp, and guess what? It's the Blood Imp that made me not able to trade with my Leper Gnome.
Now that you've
not,
said,
You know.
yeah, now that you've said all of that, I pose this question to you: how do you nerf something that is 1/1 and gives +1 health?
They make it cost 2 mana, or you make it not stealth and make it like a 3/3 or something. Make it cost 3 mana. You just make it so they can't play it on turn 1 and with something else.
Yeah,
like playing Flame Imp Blood Imp on turn 1 with the coin is also insane.
Okay.
So.
I guess making it more expensive, I'm down with that. If you take away stealth, I just feel like you just completely, the card just won't get played.
True, maybe. I mean, I think, yeah, making it cost 2 mana, make it a 1/2. I don't know. Like, the problem is just being able to kill it.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
If you bring it higher in mana, then it's being played closer to a point where your opponent can AoE.
Yeah, sure.
Which is fine. Okay. So that's a good point.
Yeah, I think it's just, to me, the problem is, that double play of that Blood Imp early plus something else, and then the Blood Imp just chills on the board, and then nothing can be traded with forever. I'm not saying it needs to be nerfed. I don't think it's really that big of a problem. I could still beat Warlocks, but if what they're saying is that Warlocks have a strong early game, so we need to change something, is the Flame Imp the thing to change? I don't think the Flame Imp is why they have such a strong early game, right? I don't think that's the card.
I don't think it's
doing it.
I don't feel like it's the most pertinent, but I do feel like if you're playing an aggro lock, I feel like you should be taking more damage, and you should be penalized even further for using your hero ability. So I agree with this change. Do I think it was the one that needed to be made before any other changes? Not necessarily.
Yeah,
but
this just isn't going to fix anything, because I never lose with my Warlock where I have 2 health, and I wouldn't have had 2 health. I would have been dead because I would have taken 3 damage off both my Flame Imps. Like, that's never what happens. I have 20 health. I've tapped 3 times, and the other guy is dead on turn 6. That's what happens with the Warlock.
Yeah, well, I feel like my
health
decks
is not going to make any difference.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like my decks that are good against Warlocks just got a little better, because usually it's a control type deck. It's my Shaman or my Druid. And they take a while to kill things. So now the Warlock's just going to die faster. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, the Warlocks don't die at all. That's the thing. They're not dying.
They do to my Shaman.
Dying.
They die to my Shaman.
You can't kill them because you can't kill their creatures. That's the problem. And you have to get a perfect draw against these aggro Warlocks unless you have a deck kind of built against them. And we saw this in the 2P tournament. Basically, the Chinese players were running decks specifically to stop this deck. This single deck. That's how powerful this thing is right now.
Yeah.
So,
moving on to changes I don't agree with. Mind controls, mana cost.
Well, I did agree with this, and now I don't agree with it.
This is Dill's idea.
It was my idea.
I agreed with it at BlizzCon. Maybe I don't even think I agreed with it at that point. I think I agreed with it when you said it, and then that was the end of it.
Yeah,
a week later,
the meta
I was like,
changed so damn fast after this.
Yeah.
But the meta did change because of mind control. So, I feel like mind control sped up this game because people were like, you can't get to turn 8. The priests are all over the place. They were all over the place anyway, and they were mind controlling all your crap. Everyone was playing Ragnaros, remember?
yeah.
Now you never see Ragnaros anymore. And so
I use him as like my finisher at this point. I clear the board and then I play Ragnaros for the guaranteed 8 damage.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that they should just make it a rare card, keep it at 8 mana, and then you see it less in Arena because you still see it 0 in Constructed.
That's basically what I agree with. Yeah. I don't even think we said the change. If you don't remember, it's the same thing that they said at BlizzCon. Mind Control is going up to a 10 mana card from 8 mana.
Yeah, and I did call it on the show, and at the time, I believed in it. I believed in that change because you get 2 more turns out of your Ragnaros. But I do think that also at the time I was playing nothing but Arena, so obviously I had a different opinion of it. When it just destroys like a game that you've been winning the entire thing when that one card comes out, But yeah, if they made it a rare, it would be hard to get. It's like you don't see that many Argent Commanders in Arena because they're rare cards and they're hard to get. So if you saw, to have 3 mind controls is not that crazy when it's a basic card. It's like Flame Strike. You could see Mage decks with 3 Flame Strikes. But if it was a rare card, you would see 1 maybe.
And you will see me cussing the paint off the walls when 3 Flame Strikes happen.
Yeah.
That is just no good. I don't know. I'm not happy about the mind control change.
It doesn't. Ultimately, it doesn't change anything in play mode. It does change a lot in Arena. but nobody's running. Well, first of all, no one's running priest in play.
I was going to say, are either one of you actually playing a priest right now?
I am. I still really enjoy
yeah.
my priest deck.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you do like an actual good priest deck? Like you try to win with it and stuff?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I do.
No, Garrett actively tries to lose.
Yeah, no, I was just like, I'm gonna just make a BS deck and call it something about a milkshake and
Yeah, see, that's the way to play a priest.
I
my
still
priest
think
deck doesn't matter. I don't care what happens in the game. As long as I can maybe steal a Draxus, then I feel like
Oh, that
playing
card.
it right.
I feel like my
That happened to me in Arena today, and I was 4-1 in Arena. I was so proud of myself, and then that stupid card, and then I lost 2 games in a row.
I don't know, I feel like my priest does pretty damn well against warlocks.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is that right there. If you even have a fighting chance against the aggro lock deck, I'm happy with you.
Yeah. Wait, are you using the Artosis Injured Blade Master thing still?
I am.
Circle of Healing?
I
Okay.
am. I've tweaked it quite a bit, but
Yeah.
I definitely still have Circle of Healing and Injured Blade Masters in there because if you just happen to draw that, it's amazing. And
Well,
if
not
you,
only that, but you have basically a 4-mana Flame Strike.
with the Ashanai.
The Soul Priest. Yeah. So if the Warlock loads his deck up with all this stuff, you
Exactly.
can just clear it.
So that plus the Holy Novas, I have multiple ways to clear a board.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
While healing myself, which against aggressive decks are great. It's also really good against mages, which I have a hard time against. So
Yeah. See, okay. Well, I'm going to talk about that later too.
okay. Oh, that's a
Mages.
strategy section
Mages.
today. We'll talk about more about my priest deck there. I've been mostly just playing Warlock this week anyway, just because, like I said, I donned the
Dark Side, man. Yeah.
Dark Side.
Let the hate consume you.
We have cookies. Getting into changes I kind of agree with. Starving Buzzard is now a 2-1, down from 2-2. This is, of course, your friendly neighborhood hunter backbone to their OTK decks. I'm not sure I'd call it the backbone. The Unleash the
It's not
Hounds
the
is
backbone. It's the rib bone, maybe. I don't know. It's the
The Unleash the Hounds is like the Achilles
It's important,
tendon, though.
but you don't
Yeah.
need it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 2-2. Every time you summon a beast, you get to draw a card. Now it's 2-1. They basically said what my thinking was with this was, this was so druids, mages, and rogues can deal with it a little better.
I'm really happy that they're worried about mages and buffing them. Thank God. Because those poor mages, man, they were having such a hard time.
If you're up against a mage, there's not even a point in playing the Starving Buzzard because they're just going to ping it before you can even use it. And
Well, but see, the buzzard, it doesn't matter because what the buzzard does is you don't play the buzzard. Well, hopefully, you don't play the buzzard just on turn 2 by itself.
But still,
Play it
I
the
like
same
when it
turn
can
you
hang
start
out
your
there
Wiki.
behind some taunt and get me a whole bunch of cards.
That
Can't
doesn't
do
work
that
with
anymore.
mages now.
Doesn't. It never happened to begin with. I've never seen a.
It's true.
I've never seen a buzzard. The only time I've seen a buzzard stay on the board is when there's a secret played right after it that you know is Snake Trap and you don't have a spell to get rid of it.
Sure.
See, you guys have to remember, you play at a different level than I do. My buzzards stay on the board
Okay, that's a
all
good
the
point.
time.
That is a
Wow.
good point.
Okay.
But I thought you're in platinum, aren't you?
No, still gold.
Still gold?
I
Okay,
haven't gone up.
okay.
I've been playing and winning, but I haven't gone up in 3 weeks probably.
After I got into Masters,
You gotta start
again,
running a bot, Jocelyn.
hasn't.
Knock the way down
Apparently.
low, and then
But
just
the
kill everyone.
But the bots just no. I haven't gained a single star since hitting Masters. So and
Yeah, no, I've been 2-star gold forever.
yeah, no, it's definitely slowed to a crawl. I'm not sure what the deal is with that, but
It has something to do with MMR that we don't see because it's weird. Like some people, I've heard many people say the same things. Like I can't get it to go up, and then some people just like shot straight up, and I don't know what the deal is, but there's something going on. There's something in the background that they're doing that like some way their system works that we just don't know about. But it's
I've also
it's not explained to us at all. So
Yeah.
Nope.
I've
What
also
are we
stopped
supposed to do?
doing play mode. I've been actually doing more arena.
What?
So. I know, right?
Yes,
you go.
that's the
Jocelyn.
real dark side. Come on over, Jocelyn.
You play the version
got
that
this.
I don't like until today when I finally got over my hump of 5 wins.
Yeah, dude.
Five
Not
wins.
only that, you're going infinite, man. 7 wins.
Yeah.
You just gotta do that every single time,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
you'll never lose gold.
I just have to get lucky and draft what is actually a pretty freaking solid shaman.
yeah, you gotta
deck.
get Gruul, and then you gotta faceless manip it.
Yeah. Don't take my
Every
crazy
time.
game story. Don't tell them what my crazy game story is. The final card we're going to talk about today is the Unleash the Hounds. It has been reworked and now reads.
And now it makes no sense. What?
What?
Sorry. Go
Hold
ahead.
your
No, go ahead.
horses, Dills.
Go ahead.
Jeez.
Go ahead.
It now
Try
says
to make sense of it.
for each enemy minion, summon a 1/1 hound with charge.
All right.
Which is so much fun.
This is a terrible card.
I would never play this card now. I mean, I'll
Look.
try it, but okay.
All right, let's. Okay, hold on a sec.
Ah, my brain. What?
So
It's so much fun. It's just going to be a whole board full of dogs. It's going to be amazing.
there's going to be a
Yeah,
whole
okay.
board full of
And
dogs
that
that
means there
The
don't
other
are
guy
other-
has to have a whole board full of creatures
With-
for you to get that.
with
Yes.
1 health for it to make you. Okay.
But then, there's a lot of hunter decks though, because obviously all the hounds are going to be beasts, right? So there's a lot of different cards in the hunter deck that buff beasts in different ways. So you never know. Like you could throw down if you have like the random animal companion that you get that buffs your beasts. +1 attack or 1/1. Can't remember.
It's not even just beasts. The animal companion is everybody. Anything.
Yeah.
All minions.
It's a good
And
card,
then-
but it's also random out
Yeah.
of 3 possibilities.
The
So
worst
yeah.
one.
3 or
Ew.
4.
Sucks. It's like a raid leader.
And then I was going to say, you throw down a raid leader, and then before you know it, all your hounds are like 3 attack.
You throw down a Timberwolf is what you do. But the thing is like your opponent has to have like 5 creatures on the board. Then you play
Oh,
this,
it's
and then
totally
you
a
get
Hail Mary.
5 1/1s to try to deal with probably some 4 3s and some 3 6s and some
Right.
whatever he's got,
My-
which you can't trade with a bunch of 1/1s. Like what?
All right.
I don't.
Now that
understand.
we've had the 2 emotional reactions, I'm going to come in here.
Be
and-
very
and-
level-headed about
I'm gonna-
hunters, Garrett.
all right.
That's what we've come to know and love you for.
Yeah.
is your level-headed response to
I
hunters.
feel like my response to this will carry some weight, given my complete and utter hatred for and utter
you must be
disdain.
so happy. You must
for-
just be skipping and jumping for joy.
I'm not actually.
Oh.
The issue with this. Okay, so the 1-turn kill hunter. You know my opinion. I think it's a
Yeah.
skillless piece of
You love
garbage.
it? Oh no, wait. Sorry, you hate it.
And it is not
Passion.
well. I don't think it's well designed. So it's getting
Okay.
nerfed. I'm all for it getting nerfed. I think the 1-turn kill hunter in its current form needs to go away. I don't think it's well designed. However, hunters without the 1-turn kill are the weakest hero in the game. And all
By
I'm seeing
far.
here, I'm seeing a nerf on the Starving Buzzard. I'm seeing the Unleash the Hounds become
This is a nerf,
useless.
dude.
It
This
is
is a nerf.
useless. And I'm
Yeah.
seeing no buffs.
Yeah.
So now the hunter, I'm now just deleting my hunter deck.
Yeah,
is
no
what's
one's going to play
happening.
hunter anymore.
I
I'm
did
gonna-
that a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
Which is
Jocelyn,
really
though,
important.
you like built like a good hunter deck, though, right? Like I remember watching that video where you opened the packs and you were like, "All right, I gotta get rid of this to make hunter cards." Like you were like
Yep.
making hunter.
I
cards.
did. I totally got rid of everything. I got rid of all my rogue, warrior, and shaman cards
Mm-hmm.
to make hunter cards. And I was really, really into the hunter class and everything else. And now I'm God damn it, because now I'm getting a whole bunch of really cool shaman cards. And I'm like, oh, maybe that would be fun to play.
That is fun to play. You should do
Yeah.
it.
But I'm just like, I don't know. I'm so upset by this because I play a hunter in WoW and really enjoy just the way hunters work with the pets and the beasts. And I like that mindset. And I don't know. I'm so sad because this whole thing just is like, why is anyone going to play a hunter? If I don't want to play a hunter and I have all the cards and it's my, WoW class, it's my home, it's what I like. If I'm not even going to play it, no one's going to play it. They might as well replace it with a Death Knight.
yeah.
Well, it still had that niche, though. It had that one kind of way to win, and actually, that one way was really effective against mages. It was the way to beat mages because the fact is, the mage is all about stalling your creatures on the board, right? Well, the hunter never had creatures on the board until it killed you. So, that was like the one class that like mages couldn't really deal with because they were waiting for you to put creatures out, and you were like, "Hey, I'm not putting creatures out. I'm just going to keep pinging you down."
Yeah.
And now I don't see that happening anymore. I don't see what hunters can do to like anybody.
Yeah,
so now it's like
Yep.
going to be these weird combo hunter decks where they're going to put down like a buzzard, then they're going to play Unleash the Hounds, then they're going to put down a hyena, and then they're going to sack all their hounds into
Yeah.
stuff, and then they're going to have like one big ass hyena, and like Then what? Then what? They play like a Tundra Rhino that costs 5. Like they can't do all these things in one turn, so they have no big combo now.
Right. Yeah. The
and I don't know what they do.
Unleash the Hounds now is a card that is assuming you are behind and then gives you a bunch of minions that can't get you back into the game.
Yeah.
Except
unless you have a lot of other buff cards.
Right.
But even then, like Unleash the Hounds used to be a 1 mana card. Now it's going to be 4. Like it's
it could be
4
4
and it's
it
terrible.
could give you 4/4 in value, which is fine, right?
Yeah. It's.
But the other guys have
if you're
4
really far
minions on the
behind,
board.
yeah.
Yeah. So
It would be better
if
if it just gave you like 3/1/1s or something with charge. You know, like just something where it was just a set number of minions and it was just like Unleash the Hounds and filled your board with with hounds or something. I don't know, but this is just so dependent on your enemy. I don't know.
now we're kind of publicly condemning this right now, and it's seriously because the three of us are sitting here, the gears are turning, and we can't think of a way that this card is actually good. Besides Jocelyn saying, "Well, it'll be fun."
It'll be fun.
Which is actually
fun, and it'll be like the Angry Chicken.
What Aratil
I will throw one
says.
in my deck, and I will play it just for shits and giggles because why not?
Aratil, who
Give it a
made the post, quote, "The new version adds some fun new card combos." Yeah, fun, not good. It's so okay. If this comes out and there's some bizarre combo that's actually somewhat consistent and amazing, we'll gladly eat our hat and come around on this. It happens in card games. I listen my Magic podcast that I listen to comes around quite often on their opinion of cards. But I gotta say,
I'm totally gonna try to build a deck around this new Unleash the Hounds.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
my
gonna
new
try
goal.
it.
Yeah.
Trust me, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'll see what it does. I'll try it with some weird, configuration, see what happens. But let's put it into perspective. Like, this is basically like playing four boars. Like if I drafted 4 boars in my deck.
Or 5,
what I'm
6, or
doing.
7, which if your opponent has 7 minions out, it's great to put out 7/1/1s, right? That gets you back into the game.
Every time, dude.
Yeah.
But okay, so Onyxia, right? Onyxia you play for 8 mana. It gives you, at its best, it gives you 6/1/1s and an 8/8 for 8 mana, right? Pretty good. This for 4 mana, just so an 8/8 is worth 4 mana. Then just the charge factor to me doesn't make these much worse than a 1/1 just is.
Yeah.
So
plus you were just saying that you really enjoy the OTK Hunter against a mage. Now it makes Unleash the Hounds useless against the mage.
Oh, yeah.
At least the stall
They have no
mages,
chance against
because
the mage.
the mage is going to have no minions on board. What are you going to do with a card that relies on your opponent having
your
bodies
enemy,
on the board?
Well, what we're going to see probably is something like Unleash the Hounds is going to be played. You're still going to kind of but again, what the current hunter does is kill the board off and then do this whole thing, right? So constantly keeping the board somewhat clear,
Right.
with the removal spells. Now they won't be able to do that, or they won't be able to do that and then play an effective Unleash the Hounds, right? The board will have to have stuff on it before they can play the Unleash the Hounds. And then they can still do this semi 1-turn hunter kill thing if they can then play 2 Timberwolves and, some other way to buff these things. I don't know. But Houndmaster, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how they could still work this. And currently I have no idea. So I guess we'll see. But I would have much preferred to see this be 2 mana. Same card, just cost 2 mana. That way you can't double unleash and do all the stuff that you can do now.
I don't think that would personally be enough, but
You don't think so?
No.
I think it would, because I think it stalls the kill turn by enough. I currently don't really have problems with 1-turn hunter kill decks at all anymore. Because I'm rushing them down before they get a chance to unleash on me.
so you're playing just a warlock deck all the time, is what I'm hearing?
No, with any of my decks, the paladin deck, the defenders of Argus, basically shut this thing down unless they have 2 owls. They
Right.
can't get through.
Right, but if you
2
don't pull
taunt
your
minions.
Defender of Argus, then you don't have taunt and you lose.
Yeah, but generally I get one of those at some point by turn 8. I'll have one of those. It happens more often, and if I don't get Defender of Argus, I probably got all my other cards that are really aggressive and kill you with paladin decks and rogue decks and all kinds of decks. I generally will kill the hunters because they don't have anything on the board, and I just keep loading it up, and their removal doesn't quite strong enough to deal with it. So
I don't know. Regardless, whether it's a turn 8 or turn 10, I don't think you should be able to be above 20 health, have your nothing on the board, and then lose without
In one
affecting the
turn.
game in any way, shape, or form.
yeah, I see it.
So we're not going to get drawn into this again. Moving on. Really, I'm glad it's gone. I want it to be gone. I want to see a buff. I want to see the hunter changed in some way, shape, or form that makes it competitive against the other heroes out there right now that are now way better than the hunter, which they already were, in my opinion. I think the hunter is the hero, is the weakest hero.
Yeah, yeah. I would like to see. I would like to see some buffs to the hunter so that we can make a good hunter deck that isn't cheese.
Yeah,
for sure.
Something we
That's
talk
what I want to
about.
see.
Something we talk about often when it comes to balance changes in StarCraft is that it is, at least as a perception, and I think it's actually true to a point, so much more interesting and more fun to come at balance with the thinking, all right, we're going to buff everything instead of nerfing everything. We're going to make other things better that are weaker instead of making what's currently strong weaker. So
Yeah.
I would like to see that in Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Also, there's this little part of me that's like, well, what if we just kept everything? What if we pulled the magic and just kept everything the same and just added more cards and see how that
True,
changes
and
things
just
up?
add cards that then effectively change the meta in such a way that things balance out.
But like, I feel like we
yeah,
could talk ourselves in
there's-
circles about the what ifs about that whole concept.
Magic also doesn't have the option to just knock something down to 3/2.
Right.
You know, because the card exists already.
exactly.
And you can't, go to everybody with a magic marker and be like, actually, that's a 2 now. Sorry."
Everybody, take out your Boros Reckoners.
Yeah.
It is now just red. It's not red and white.
Can we rage about what the hell is missing here, which is mage nerfs? Why?
There's no mage nerfs and like
Why?
Yeah.
Like, mages are not fine. I'm sorry.
Now I know why you chose today's strategy topic.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, okay. It's not like they're just unbeatable, but as you watch these tournaments, you realize everyone's playing a mage. And everyone's playing, basically, there's like 3 versions of mage that everyone's playing. So, like, you rage about this one version of hunter, but there's like not that many kinds of mages either. They're all kind of doing the same thing. And it's all incredibly tough to beat. And there's a reason why everyone's playing it. There was the last 4 mana grind tournaments, like all 4 winners were playing mage decks. And in the big 2P tournament, as you got higher and higher up, everybody had a mage deck. Like, everybody had a mage deck. So it's like pretty obvious to me that something's going on here. And when you play against a mage that does what a mage does, it is more frustrating than Unleash the Hounds to me. Like, at least Unleash the Hounds just happened, and then it's like, well, okay, it's over. But with a mage, it's just like, all right, well, let me put these guys, and then like, all right, well, I got some more guys here, so no, like, you just can't do anything. And now the addition of the Frost Nova Doomsayer combo is making it even more ridiculous.
Wait, what is
they
this?
have like,
I need to make notes.
they have like 4 ways they have like 8 ways to wipe your board.
Yeah, we can get more into the strategy segment today. So
All right.
let's move
All
on
right.
and talk about
All right.
the 2P tournament.
Releash the rage. Releash the hounds. Put the hounds back.
Also, in case you're wondering, there is more coming in the next big patch. Zarya tweeted today that these are not the only changes. New ranked play is coming in the next patch as well.
Sweet.
And I've been seeing tweets all day of people asking, is this tomorrow in the maintenance tomorrow? And no, I have seen nothing indicating that any of this is happening tomorrow.
Well, there was a small patch when I loaded the game up today, but nothing changed.
That means nothing. For all I
Yeah,
know.
there was a
Isn't there
small
a
patch
warning
like last
saying
week
it's-
too.
The thing
Is it going to be down for 10 hours or something? Isn't that the
Yeah,
warning?
it's going to be tomorrow tomorrow at 1 a.m. It says it's going down, so it could be tomorrow.
Okay, so if it's going to be down that long, then yeah, that's absolutely possible. Or maybe they're just finally going to change the freaking dancing minion BS that drives me up the wall. But
What are you talking about? I've
never
solved
happened
that.
to me.
I know you solved it,
Solved
and
it.
I used your solution this week, and
Yeah.
and thank you, because it does
It works,
work.
right?
If you have
Yeah.
the dancing minions, put your Defender of Argus to the right of the minion that's
Of
not
both
dancing,
minions.
and it'll actually buff the guy that jumped all the way to the far left.
Yeah, you have to pay attention that they danced
Yep.
and then he like danced and then he went back or whatever, and then you put him on the right because he's actually on the left, and that's the thing.
Yep,
So,
it's a weird ass glitch. Anyway, so last week we talked about the 2P tournament between China and North America, with the $4,800 going to the winning team.
All or nothing, baby.
4 complete strangers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is done. It is passed. I had some trouble finding VODs this morning because I missed it live. But you can find it over on Trump's Twitch channel.
Yeah, they were going to put it on 2Ps, but then apparently 2P couldn't stream it properly or something, so then they ended up switching it over to Trump's stream.
It was. I'm not even sure anyone. I'm not sure I would call this streaming properly. Dear God, the production value.
Well, it's not Trump's fault. It's not 2P's fault. There's no client. Like, there's no way to properly do this, so everyone's scrambling to figure this crap out.
Yeah, I mean, I think in this case, when it's something this big, you should just cast from pre-recorded videos, because we had one dude checking his Google Hangout at one point, and
yeah, it did really bother me because they wanted to do it live. Like, everybody wanted to watch it, and 22,000 people tuned in. So
I know.
That's insane.
It is
I
insane.
give them all credit in the world for making that thing work.
Yeah,
because it clearly was difficult to deal with.
Right. Yeah.
They're pulling it off of other people's streams. They're relying on the players to stream. The Chinese players weren't streaming, so the only option was these American players, and these guys are not streamers. They're guys who sit and play Hearthstone all day. They're not like Trump and Crip, who are like, have a stream figured out and have the technology figured out and understand what's going on. So that guy on his stream, and I think Crip said it at the very end of the tournament, he's like, so guys, there's 22,000 people watching this tournament, and the guy who's playing in the tournament's Twitch channel has 2 people in it, and I think it's me and Trump. And he was like, you guys should watch some of these players who are really good, because, you know, obviously the guy doesn't care about his stream if there's 2 people in it ever. So
right, exactly. And this is something that you hear talked about on Reddit and stuff all the time. And it happens in StarCraft too. People who are the personalities get more viewers than the players who are actually... Well,
yeah,
I guess it's less likely in StarCraft. When the person who won WCS starts streaming, everyone goes and watches him. But it's definitely something that happens. And Hearthstone is so new, and the lack of a proper observer client and a proper replay system is not helping the situation. But,
no, it's making it. I mean, people are doing the best they can. So far, the best I've seen is the King of the Hill stuff that they're doing on iHearthU, which is Doa and Artosis are hosting, because they actually do pre-record that, and then like Artosis and Doa don't know what the result is, but the video is all put together. So when they're casting it, like, you can see both hands, and you know,
they have a
very much like a professional.
Yeah, they have a production
situation,
guy though too, so it's you can tell that they have a well-oiled machine. I mean, Artosis works for Gome TV, who makes some of the best StarCraft production in the world. So
yeah.
He knows his stuff.
It's really complicated right now to do this right, so I'm not gonna give anybody a hard time over production values. They did the best they could with what they had, and I watched it till 3 a.m, and I enjoyed the whole damn thing. It was amazing. Some really, really great play by both teams. There was very few moves where I was like, I disagree with that move, and there were some moves where I was like, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
So I mean, how many Ancient Watchers got crafted at the end of that tournament? Because
I've already seen them today. I was playing today, and I'm like,
suddenly the Ancient Watchers are out.
I've never seen an Ancient Watcher outside of Arena, and all of a sudden I saw it. I want to say 2 games today. I saw an Ancient Watcher. They never got silenced or buffed, but they came out. They came out. They were a big, scary paperweight.
Really? I almost feel like the meta might change where if an Ancient Watcher comes out, you just kill it right away.
I almost did, and I'm really glad I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, because you almost guaranteed it's going to get taunt or buffed or silenced at some point.
Clearly, if they're running it in their deck, they have other cards that make it useful. Yeah. But there's always that chance that you just don't get the useful cards.
Yeah, true. So the Druid deck that they were running is very interesting, because it's basically the anti-Warlock aggro deck. And it's interesting because of the fact it's got the Watchers, but then it's got like the big Druid cards, and it's got Innervates to ramp those out. And basically just puts out these just massive taunts over and over again, and they kind of realize like no one's running Silence and no one's running Hard Kill. Everyone's just running like a ton of small minions. And so if they put these guys out, they have no choice but to bash all their minions into a 5/10 with taunt.
Yeah, I would almost say I would almost say the druid drinks their milkshake.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. He drinks it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it worked pretty well, but it didn't work against like the mages. And,
Right.
in the end, North America
Yeah, North America won.
took it down.
Yeah, I see an Asian country, and from my history with StarCraft, I just assume they're going to take it handily.
Yeah, exactly. They definitely have to win, but they didn't win, so.
Hopefully, this won't be like StarCraft, where like the first year we had a chance, and then
Yeah.
just goodbye, done.
Yeah, we'll see. Once Korea like actually decides like, all right, we'll take this seriously.
Hearthstone, I
Let's
guess, is a
forget
thing.
Forget it. Yeah.
Well, we
We're
already
done.
heard that OGN is going to be making Hearthstone
know.
tournaments, so
Yeah, if the money starts coming in around Hearthstone, then we'll see some StarCraft players who might be like lower ranked. Just be
Yeah.
like, all right, screw it, I'm switching over. And then there it won't matter, the technical skill. It'll just matter about the strategy.
what this 2P tournament made me realize that I really want is for Team Liquid to add Hearthstone as a game, so that I can have Liquipedia have the results from every Hearthstone tournament. Because
Oh, totally.
It was a pain this morning trying to find VODs and find who won and find what the results were.
It's basically
And I
one
still have-
6-hour VOD.
Yeah,
is
and
what
I
it
still
is.
have no clue what any of the Chinese players' names were. Mm-hmm. At no point did we know who they were, because they were all playing on the same account, whereas all the North American players were playing on their personal accounts.
No, North American players were playing on
Oh no, they were playing on the same account. You're right.
Chinese given accounts.
You're right, but they were
Yeah.
streaming off of their own personal streams, whereas the Chinese
their own
players were
personal
all.
stream. So Trump knew the names,
Yeah.
but he said them a few times, but in the end it was like kind of glossed over because they couldn't really pronounce them. So.
Yeah, I started. I was like, I guess I'm just going to refer to the Chinese player as the Chinese opponent, because I don't know.
Well, yeah, they were
Who they
calling
are.
one of them Cake Guy because the symbol in his name looked like cake.
Wow, that is the most intelligent way.
So
Yeah,
bad.
Cake Guy
handle-
1, Cake Guy 2.
All right.
But yeah. I watched it till 3 in the morning. It was a fun
You were
night for me.
entertained?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Saturday night. I had my laptop, my iPad with the Splash Top going and Hearthstone. I was playing and watching the finals, and it was epic because it came down to the final. It was 1-1 in the final game. Like all the players had to play, and then final card, Leroy Jenkins wins it for America.
Hell to the yes. At least I have chicken.
Yep. Yeah, at least the Chinese have chicken. So
Great.
chickadee China. Sorry.
I totally didn't get that. It's late. It's late. Come on.
All right. We're gonna move on from that. Make sure you go check it out. We will have the link to Trump's VOD in the show notes over at amove.tv /TAC. Go check it out there. It's time to talk some strategy.
Hit it very hard.
Wanna blow something up? Time to pay!
Dills, you are on this mad rage wagon against the Mage this week.
Well, I think it's a collective rage that I'm sensing. There used to be the priest rage, and now the collective Hearthstone universe is really pissed off about mages.
When it always should have just been the hunter rage, but all of the hunters are
Yeah.
the loudest ones complaining, so.
Yeah, everybody else can beat the hunters, Garrett. I don't know what's going on with you, but the mages are currently just completely destroying the tournament scene right now, and so I've just been seeing this pop up all over the place. Like, how do you beat a mage? Like, I see it in the BattleNet forums. I see it on Reddit. I see it on like iHearthU places, and like people are just, they don't know how to do it. And it's not easy to do. So it's tricky. So there's some things, some tips that I think might help you guys. I struggle against mages just like everybody else because they're really, really tough right now. So there's a few things you can do. So number one,
Play a Mage?
play a mage yourself. Yeah.
That is
but then
totally
it's just
what
a
I
coin
do.
flip. Yeah. It's totally a coin flip if you do that. But
I beat a Mage with my Mage today, and I had 1 health.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun.
That's how it goes, though. It's like whoever gets the pyro first, basically. That's who's going to win. So option one is wait out your timer and hope they concede.
That's
sometimes
the
works.
most legitimate piece of advice I think we've ever given on the show.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, you guys. Please don't do that. Never do that. I hate people who do that. So basically, when you see a mage, though, there's a couple of things, though. The health matters more than when you're playing against other people. So, like, weapon trading, while it's always a good idea in most games, can be a bad idea sometimes against a mage. Like, sometimes a mage is like, sweet, you attacked, all of my creatures with your weapon, and now you're down to 18 health. And guess what? I have 2 pyros in my hand, so turn 8 and 9, I'm going to win. So you got to be careful. Like, I still think that weapon trading is correct in most scenarios, but you got to watch your life total. You dip below 15 and you could be done. So
this is almost this goes into why I think my priest works so well, because if you can heal yourself consistently playing a mage, it's a good thing. And this is also the same reason I have 1 lay on hands in my paladin deck.
Sure.
Just because if I go up against a mage, 2 things are happening. I'm shedding life like crazy, and it's definitely going to the late game.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna want to draw into more cards because I don't have a lot of card draw on the paladin, and I'm gonna definitely need that 8 life back.
It depends what type of mage you're playing, because there are a lot of like turn 6 and 7 kill mages too, which are weird. You don't see them as often, but they exist. That's the one I run. It's more of like a minion based mage deck.
Yeah, so. I saw multiple enrage mages this week, which I haven't seen in a long time.
That's what mine is.
It's popular.
I feel like I haven't seen an enrage mage since before the Innkeeper's Invitational.
Yeah.
I am so far behind the curve on these things. It's ridiculous.
You're so far behind, it is now in again. It's okay.
Yeah. I talked to you about this, Garrett, but I don't like the Enrage Mage anymore because, and I tried it out, but I started to think about it in like real terms, and it's like, basically, so I throw out my Amani Berserker, right? And then either he dies or he doesn't. If he doesn't die, I ping him.
He does. Now he has 5 attack.
Yeah, this is the opposite of Rocky, where in Rocky he dies. Here he dies or he doesn't die. But if he doesn't die, then I ping him and I get a 5/2. So I just spent 4 mana to get a 5/2, and I took away my turn 3 play probably. So basically, what I've done is if there was a card in the game that said 5/2 for 4 mana, I wouldn't play it. Like, I don't think that would be a strong card. So
I disagree with that though, because it is a 2/3 that you can play on turn 2, and it's not a terrible thing to play. And if it's still alive on turn 3, getting 5 damage off on turn 3 is good.
But then you didn't put another minion out on turn 3. You lost all your tempo to get 5 damage on the other guy.
But you're a mage, you don't need minions.
True, but what I'm saying is
you're a mage. You're missing the point.
I've played that deck and fallen behind so fast because I'm spending all my time pinging my own creatures and not playing creatures. So that's why I switched to just a straight up, I play all the strong minions, and then guess what? I have a Pyroblast on turn 8. So
you've got the Shattered Sun Cleric, the Defender of Argus, the Dark Iron Dwarf, the Argent Argent Crusader.
Leroy Jenkins, Sylvanas.
Leroy Jenkins is so not what I would call a standard card, but okay, all right.
So just all the best minions.
You've got you've got the Holy Trinity or whatever we're gonna call it. It's not a Trinity, but I don't know. I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah, you put in all the good creatures, and then you have the big spells. Like, so you put in the good creatures, and then you also have the best removal, which is Blizzard, Cone of Cold, Flame Strike. I mean, you have the best removal in the game. So
right.
There you go. It's hard to lose when you have the best removal in the game, and you also have all the best creatures too. So like, your creatures live, their creatures don't, basically. That seems to me to be the most consistent way to play the mage. However, there's all these other weird mages. So.
Yeah. Now, we're more concerned with killing a mage at the moment, so let's get back into that. Another thing that you wanted to mention, you were talking about not overcommitting to the board, which is not putting out... Don't play minions just because you've got the mana, because the closer you get to turn 7, the closer you are to them fully wiping the board with Flame Strike, which, if you're not familiar with it, does 4 damage to the entire board.
You basically don't want to have them do like a 4-for-1 on turn 7 with, Flame Strike, because that's mostly what happens with Flame Strike. Most of the time, Flame Strike kills 4 of your cards, and they spend 1 card to do it. You're starting to
Which
see
makes me
less.
so happy.
As
I
a-
love doing that
It
so
is a
much.
great
pretty
feeling
fun,
when
yeah.
you're the one doing it.
Yeah. But you see it less in constructed because most of the mages now aren't, like, to them, it's too slow. Costs 7 mana, it takes your whole turn up, and then basically your turn is over. And the next turn, they get to load the board back up, and now you have to deal with another board, basically.
I feel like it definitely
But
wasn't
then you
being
just
played
freeze the
for a
board
while,
and
but
it's fine.
But I feel
Sure.
like with these low cost minion aggressive decks that we're seeing Flamestrike make a resurgence.
Yeah, somewhat. I see most mages who do run it just run one copy now, though. And if you look at all the tournament decks, they just have one copy of Flamestrike in it. And that's all you really need. I mean, most of the time, it never really becomes part of the play because you're too busy freezing the board to be worried about. Because what they want to do, what the mage wants to do, is it wants to freeze the board and then do some damage to you. Like, it doesn't really want to wipe the board and then do nothing else. The current mage meta is like, deal with what you have, stall you out, and then do some damage until eventually I can pyroblast you to death. That's what they're kind of doing. So the problem with with the Flame Strike is they do it, and then the turn is over, and they didn't do any damage to you. So that's why you're kind of seeing it less and less, and it makes sense. Everything is about speed and tempo now. So while you do 4 for 1 the board, sometimes you also lose your entire turn doing so. So that's why you see it less. Still a great card, and still in Arena, it just blows people out. The fourth thing is you already brought up, Garrett. Heal yourself past their burn range, because if you
Right.
actually count up all of the actual damage that mages have, the total amount they could do in the best case scenario is 46 damage with just the spells, and that includes Frostbolt, double Ice Lance, which is hard to get off.
Yeah,
right?
I personally don't run Ice Lance.
Yeah, but you see these mages that do the funky stall mage, they run the Ice Lance because for 4 mana, you can do 3 plus 4 plus 4. You can do 11 damage for 4 mana. So it's pretty strong if you can pull it off. If you can get it going, then it's pretty crazy. So
Okay.
with the actual just direct spell damage, it's 46 possible. Now what most mages are doing is trying to get a few more damage out of their creatures because they're not going to pull all of their damage spells, right? So if you can heal yourself beyond that point, though, where they have to do 40 damage to you, 45 damage to you, it's going to be really hard for mages to finish you off. So that being said, if you run all these healing spells, you're probably not doing well against other classes. So it goes both ways, right?
That's why I like Priest against Mage, because I still feel like Priest is strong against most classes, and against a Mage, you always have a heal on board.
Sure.
Unless
sure,
you go
absolutely.
Shadow Form or something weird, which don't go Shadow Form. If
Don't go
playing-
Shadow Form.
If you're playing against a Mage.
It's fun, though. I love being like Super Mage, back at him, 2 damage anywhere I want. So then the other thing is, like I said, there's these different types of mages, right? So you got to figure out what type of mage it is, and you got to kind of adjust your play based on that. Like if you see an Amani Berserker, it's an Enrage Mage. Enrage Mage? So what they're going to do is they're going to play Amani Berserkers, Raging Worgens, Gurubashis. They're going to try to get some creatures out that they can ping and buff their attack, and that's what they're going to do. So you have to adjust to that and basically try to kill those things off before they do any major damage to you. If you see Frost Nova early on, or say like Mana Worm Coin Mirror Image, which is like the blowout beginner to like any game.
God,
But
it's so
you see that
amazing.
kind of stuff, it's often a freezing mage.
Yep.
I love Mirror Image.
Call them Ice Mages.
Yeah. It's a great card when you're trying to stall the game out.
It makes me feel so safe.
Yeah, I got 2 little guys that I can hide behind.
Exactly. I'm just like, they have to like go at me twice before they can even get near my face.
It's the Hearthstone
It's
equivalent
amazing.
of digging a moat around your home.
Exactly.
But basically, that's most of the time going to be a freeze mage. The other big tell to one of these freeze mages is a Cold Light Oracle, because that card is not in anybody else's deck. And the reason that they put it in there is because to them getting the 2 cards is more important than to you getting the 2 cards, because they're specific cards they need to get. And they don't care that you have a bunch of cards, because that basically means you have a bunch of minions to throw out on the board, and then they're just going to freeze them all. So they don't really care about you loading the board up. That's fine. They're going to continue to stall the game out until they get the the fireballs and the pyroblasts and the frost bolts and the ice lances, so they can finish you off. And so, and also now the mountain giants are in there, because then they can play mountain giants and suddenly have these big 8/8 dudes on board that can go to your face for 8 and then make it a lot easier for them to finish you off.
Right.
The other thing that's coming in now is the Frost Nova Doomsayer combo, which basically they freeze your board. Your board is full. Then they throw down the 2 mana cost 0/7 that you probably can't kill with a frozen board. And then it wipes the board completely. And it also stalls the game so badly because you can't play any more creatures because they're going to die. So it basically gives the mage one more turn than you got, if you think about it. You are pretty screwed when you can't deal with the Doomsayer. It's more of a blowout than a Flame Strike to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's 2 mana. People in the chat room are saying, "Please stop advising people on how to kick my mage's ass." I'm sorry, but it's not fair that you get to do this. That you get to do this. So basically, figure out what kind of mage it is and adjust accordingly. And then the last thing is simple: just kill them before they kill you, because that's what's going to happen. They're just coming at you.
Oh my god, I hate that saying. Oh, just do better than them. It's like, we're going to give it 110% and score more goals than the other team. Like,
And have those reports in on my desk by the morning.
This is not mage advice.
You can't play passively. That's what I mean by that. Like, you can't. You're on a clock. The moment you see a mage, you're on a clock, and you need to get that 30 health down before that clock runs out. And that clock will run out. That's all I'm saying.
It's like Mario when the music speeds up.
I'm not saying like just be better at the game. What I'm saying is like just realize you're on a clock. You have to kill them quickly. You can't be like, well, let me control this board and let me trade with this guy and like, do some jicking and jiving. Like, no, you got to get in there and you got to hit their face.
Yeah, the only way you can play kind of slow is if you have some form of consistent healing, which there's just not a lot of in the game.
Yeah,
if you're not a priest.
Yeah. So just kill that mage, man. Kill him before he kills you. Stupid mages.
Kill him right in the face.
But yeah, I mean, look.
Would you say you have, to boil it down, do you have what is your favorite way to combat a mage?
I think the number one thing is the not overcommitting. I think that really is, because you're all your creatures are gonna get frozen and AoE'd, and also I would say, okay, the number one thing is place your creatures properly, because the Cone of Colds, if you can get some extra damage away when they're doing the Cone of Cold phase, which is early on, then you give yourself a much better chance of winning the game. Put like fairy dragons in between 2 creatures.
Blood imps.
Put blood imps in between 2 creatures.
Warlocks, by the way, really good against mages.
Yeah, because they can rush you down pretty good. So, and then if you just realize what kind of mage it is, then you know what you kind of got to do. And then there's things like the mage secrets. Generally, what they're running now is ice block, so you have to kill them twice. And then they're running the armor, so you got to be careful. If you hit them, there's certain situations where attacking them is actually going to heal them. So you got to be careful about that too. But It's tough. And I would say play a mage. Like, be a mage yourself. Build the decks that are giving you a problem. And then when you lose, take note of what happened. Why did I lose? Because I was a mage. Aren't I supposed to just win all the time? Do that, and you should be able to figure out what the hell's going on.
I think one of the best pieces of advice we can give anyone about Hearthstone in general is play all the heroes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Except the hunter.
This is the thing that, like, yeah. This is the thing that I keep reading about, like Dota. It's like, play all 110 heroes. I'm like, really? That's what I have to do?
That's not nearly as achievable a goal.
Yeah, it's like, I don't think I'm doing that. There's only 9 classes in Hearthstone. That seems a little more manageable.
I would say maybe play like a carry, play a support, and then maybe play like an initiator or a heavy,
Yeah.
This is not going to be Magic Dota talk.
Don't do... Yeah, no, don't not make it. You're just going to be a terrible player if the first thing you do when you dive into Dota is just start going through each hero.
Yeah, play every hero. Yeah, but I keep seeing people say that because you got to know like what everyone can do. Anyway,
it'll come over time.
Honestly, I think playing Arena, at least I've found in the last couple of weeks since I've started playing Arena, it's actually a really great way to get to know the game. You're going to get your ass handed to you, but if you can just get past that, you see a whole lot of cards. You get a much better idea of who's playing what the cards do, what maybe you should be crafting, and plus you get that one deck every time, right? So
Yeah.
or the
I say
sorry,
this, though, too.
One pack.
Arena, unlike Constructed right now, is like Arena is not nearly as fast as Constructed is. I mean, sometimes you get the guy who built the crazy aggressive deck, but mostly you don't. So you get a little more time, like more turns happen,
Yeah,
and you
my
see
one
the
loss
game kind of
tonight
flesh
was
out a
to
little bit more.
To a freaking warlock who pretty much had the constructed aggro lock deck. He just happened to have it
Yeah,
in
what did
Arena.
he turn one? He
Turn
turned
one
one
Flame Imp, then
Flame
a
Imp.
Blood
Flame Imp
Imp.
clearly not the problem, right?
Then he succubus. Then he void walkered. So I was just like, I guess I'm not winning.
Yeah, yeah.
And I pulled none of my removal. So it was just that was over and over. So yeah, beat a mage. My advice: play a priest.
Okay,
I love
fair enough.
I definitely I feel like I consistently beat mage. I mean, I feel like it's 50-50 with them regardless of what deck I'm playing. I beat them fairly often with my shaman. I've been playing. I pretty much played almost exclusively warlock this week because I really wanted to dig into that deck, and then I found out that I actually like an aggro deck, and that also, hey, I'm not losing almost ever. But the warlocks definitely I feel like they burn the mage down faster than they can burn the warlock down.
Yeah, and and the other thing too is the warlock with the flame or with the blood imp puts a lot of their creatures out of range of those AoEs.
Yep.
So, sure the blood imp dies, but your other creatures don't die, and then they're still alive.
And then you throw down your next blood imp.
Yeah, exactly.
Just keep making them angry. So, well, cool, guys. Listeners, send in your thoughts and comments on fighting a mage. Send that to tacpodcast@gmail.com. Let's talk. Let's talk a little bit about our games from the week.
Is the whole world gone crazy?
You're in trouble now.
You got it!
So glad I can hear these now.
I know, it makes it's so much fun.
Listeners at home and on the stream, I finally got it set up to where our co-hosts can hear everything I'm doing live.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna have people laughing about the bumpers even longer than we probably would have before. So there is that. It's time for crazy game stories. Dills, what do you got for me?
Well, I didn't really have any. I mean, I'm sure I did, but I didn't take note of them.
That's what happens
this
when you
week.
drink whiskey as you stream Hearthstone.
Yeah, also like you play so much, they all just stream together, and it's just one long game of Hearthstone. It's like, how does my health keep going back to 30? All right.
I changed hero. How did this? What card lets me change the hero I am?
So I'm going to just share one of the guys' stories that sent it in. And I think the story was aimed right at you, Jocelyn. This guy said, I actually have a couple of questions about this scenario, though, because I'm confused. So anyway, Warlock versus Pally. Pally was at 4 health. He was at 7 health. He has Lore Walker Cho and a Leper Gnome on the board, and he says one other card. The Pally has True Silver Champion equipped, so I'm assuming it had 1 charge left, right? And 3 cards on the board. He had a Taunt on the board with Argent Defender. I guess had given something else Taunt, right? So it's the Pally's turn. He plays the card that was top decked. It was a secret. Pally didn't realize that Lore Walker Cho was on the board, so what Lore Walker Cho does is anytime a spell is played, it passes that spell to the other player. And this happens both ways, not just for the guy who has Lore Walker Cho, but for both players. So basically, that means that the Warlock gets eye for an eye, which Warlocks don't have secrets.
Awesome.
So, yeah. So he
Although
says...
it's not much of a secret.
Yeah, exactly. So here he says he hits his Leper Gnome with the True Silver Champion, healing himself for 2 while taking the 2 for the hit and the additional 2 for the Death Rattle, leaving him with only 2 health, hitting him for 2 with Eye for an Eye. Then he cleared the threat on the board, then hit 2 for the face, leaving him for 3 health. What I'm confused about here is why didn't the other guy just hit you for 4 to the face with the True Silver Champion and just kill you? I'm confused about that. Anyway. That being said,
So your
apparently
opponent-
this guy missed lethal that you were playing against.
So not only, first of all, he's playing eye for an eye. So there's your first
Yeah, so he
first
doesn't always
indication
count lethal.
that
Sure.
this guy is terrible.
Sure.
Why would you do that?
I don't understand. Yeah, you got 4 damage guaranteed. The guy's at 7, and from this guy's description, he has like 3 creatures on board. How does he not I don't know. Anyway, whatever.
It won you the game. No,
I think
really
that's why this
bad,
is a crazy game story.
a really
Yeah, sure,
bad
sure.
opponent won you the game, sir.
Yeah.
Eye for an eye
Anyway.
didn't win you the game.
Anyway, he says that he top decks something unspectacular, but now he's at 3 health, the other guy's at 2. He plays the eye for an eye and then life taps. And then he takes 2 damage, goes down to 1. The other guy takes 2 damage from the life tap and dies. So, pretty epic way to end a game for sure.
Absolutely.
And Affected, thank you in chat for reminding me about my drunk misclick to lose a game, where I actually had like a fireball in my hand, and the guy was at like 5 health. I can't even remember exactly what it was. The guy was at like 5 health, I had a fireball, and I hit his minion with it. So I was trying to drag it over the
I've done that, but sober.
Yeah.
You do the drag and you
terrible.
accidentally unclick it, and you're just like, no,
And then I
no,
cried.
no. Yeah, I've attacked myself before. That's no good.
Yeah, I've heard of that too. The fireball to your own face.
Yeah, where you go to
Pretty
click the
good.
drag and then you just accidentally release your mouse button and just no. Don't do the
pretty
click the
good
drag.
stuff.
It's dangerous. Don't do it.
Yeah.
click
At
once,
least I was
click a
drunk. So
second
at least I
time.
was like, hey, I have an excuse this time.
I blame cats. Anytime I do something wrong, I blame a cat jumping in my lap and or on my mouse.
Sure. Damn cats.
So, owning cats just like being drunk. Owning cats and
Exact
being
same
drunk,
thing.
that's a recipe for disaster.
I think they cancel each other out, actually.
I don't think
Pretty
that's
sure.
true. Anyways, so this week, Dills, you and I actually uploaded a second coaching video to the YouTube. You can go over to youtube.com/StarcastShow for the A-Move TV VODs because I can't change my freaking URL to the YouTube. But yeah, our second episode of Hearthstone Coaching is up, in which I went back into the arena with Dill's guidance with a shaman deck that was actually pretty badass. Because
was.
I got
Very
a
good.
Gruul and I got a Faceless Manipulator. And we're joking like, man, wouldn't it be awesome if we got this incredibly specific combination off? And sure enough,
Yep.
I got
Game
this
2.
incredibly specific combination off and had
Yep.
2 Gruuls on the board.
Yeah, you played one Gruul, and then it grew a little bit, and then you top decked Faceless Manipulator, and it was like, oh, buddy, here we go.
I guess I
So-
win.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 10-8s on the board that are both going to grow consistently.
The opponent even ended up killing one of the Gruuls, I believe. And it was just,
Did he?
I think so.
Can't remember.
It was just too little too late.
Yeah.
I think
Kill
it-
one Gruul, guess what? Got another one.
I've got a second, and he's still getting stronger.
Yeah. Gruul is a weird card because it's the problem with it is it's like this legendary that like doesn't do anything the turn it comes out other than grow into an 8/8, you know?
Mhm.
But if you can't deal with it, it is insane.
It's well, that's why I think it's phenomenal in arena, because in arena, like we've said, your opponent doesn't always have what they need to deal with stuff. They could have just drawn into no removal whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But on the flip side, they could have 4 hexes.
True.
So
Yeah.
you never. It's
That's-
a double-sided coin, but
Or on the flip side, they could mind control it. So
yeah, that too. They could have.
and then it continues to grow for them. And you're
Yeah.
like, damn it.
And arena is slow, so it's probably going to get to 10 mana anyway. So the mind control nerf is still really not good in my opinion.
Yeah, it's still real. Yeah.
So, anyways, that was it was just really fun. Got to have 2 Gruuls on the board over 10 attack. It was just nuts. So, Jocelyn, what happened to you this week?
Well, like I mentioned, I've been playing a lot of Arena. I'm really, really bad at it, though. I took a whole
all
lot
good.
of like 0-3 runs, but this one today was my best one ever. I got up to 4 wins. Yay!
Nice.
Yes.
That's
Which is
badass.
actually, that was a huge hump for me. I was getting 3 wins
Ooh,
and
huge
out
hump for
a
Jocelyn.
lot.
Hey,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey.
We were talking. That's awful. We were talking last week that arena. We kind of feel like arena's gotten harder anyway.
I
Yeah.
think so.
So 4 wins is. Yeah, I feel like getting 3 and above is respectable at this point.
Yeah, so I was pretty happy with my 4 wins. But anyways, so in my second game, I went up against this warrior dude, and he got me down to 4 health after turn 5, and he was just going, well played, well played, well played. And I
As a
was
douche
just,
does.
Exactly. I was, grr. And then so I'm just sitting there and I'm like, okay, he has no cards left. So I was just sitting there and I'm playing all my cards and I'm getting all these combos and it's like, got him all the way to turn 10 and then I beat him in the face with a 1/3 mirror image that was buffed with a Stormwind champion. And I won.
That's wonderful.
So it was
Then did
also
you
my
say-
100th win.
did you say sorry about that? That's what you should have said, right?
I was so excited about beating him that I was just yelling at the screen. I wasn't even like emoting. I was just like, suck it! Yes! So yeah, that really made my night.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good right there.
Those are my favorite wins, just against the total jerkwads that just,
I
thank you, well played, thank you, sorry.
Yeah, there was a guy I was playing the other night who just kept saying "well met" like over and over and over again. Like, just like he must have just been clicking it and then waiting for it to ungray so he could click it again. So it was like just over and over and over again. And then I squelched him, and then I unsquelched him, and he was still doing it. Like I unsquelched him like later in the game, and he was still doing it.
The best part about that is the thought that he's doing that and you can't hear. He's just
yeah, well, that's the thing.
I'm pissing this guy off so much.
He made like some OCD guy who just loves to hear "well met" over and over again. And so I unsquelched him towards the end of the game, and he's still doing it.
He's a big Uther fan, man. He loves him some Uther. So.
Maybe it was a glitch. It's still in beta.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine anyone, since you have to actually hear your emotes as well. Like you can't squelch yourself. So I don't know. Unless I guess he muted the game or something, but I don't know.
He was just having a ball over there clicking up.
Well, have fun, well met, man. Let's round out today's episode with some emails.
Hello.
Hello, it's me.
Hello.
Just quickly, do you get my message?
Yep.
Oh.
Hello, brother.
I still don't know why Illidan finds that so humorous.
That's Draxus who finds that funny, actually.
Well, it's right after Illidan's voice, so I'm just going to assume it's Illidan laughing.
Draxus finds everything funny.
Ah.
I can't remember what the hello brother is. I can't remember what that is.
That's Illidan when he goes up against Malfurion. It's a nice little Easter egg.
Oh, is it? Okay.
If you play Illidan...
It's not him in the game, though.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's not his card. I can't remember what it is in the game. It's one of the... Well, it could be. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is, because I believe if you play the Illidan card against a druid, he has a Easter egg tech, like a voiceover that says, hello, brother.
Well, I'll check it out. I will check it out.
Anyways, you can send your emails to tacpodcast@gmail.com. Our first email today comes to us from Dr. Teeth. What are you doing? Why aren't you on the Muppet Show? What are you doing here?
It is Illidan. Good call.
Yeah. So, anyway, a quick note here. He wrote a really nice long email thanking us for the show. Apparently, he's been waiting for some surgery on his neck, so he's been up to 5 a.m. his time in the UK watching your stream dills. So, there's that.
I know Dr. Teeth. That's my man right there.
So he just had his surgery this past week, and apparently he's been catching up on the Angry Chicken while he's been, out of commission. He did say this, though. He said, I would be interested to know if I'm your oldest listener. I'm 47 years young and an old school gamer and a punk rocker.
No, can't be.
While watching Dill's stream, I noticed he had the mighty Dead Kennedys on. I remember seeing them in 82. So this old guy has a lot in common with you all.
Nice.
There's no
I like
way.
Dr. Teeth.
We totally have
man.
older listeners than that. I'm sure we do.
It's got to be. Yeah.
Scott Johnson listens. He's older than 47.
I was going to say, Scott's older
Wait
than
a minute.
47,
I don't
right?
think he's 47.
Is he
I think he's like 43 or 44.
Oh, is he 43? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You just assumed he's an old man.
I've been listening to him for so long that he's just like this podcasting father to me. It's weird.
And he has so many get off my lawn moments.
We got a 50-year-old in the chat room. So sorry, Doctor.
Oh, there we go.
The oldest.
Sorry, Dr. Teeth. But
you got to see the Dead Kennedys before I was born, so you are at least you're older than me.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Seeing Dead Kennedys in 82. I wish I could have seen him in 82.
I would have loved to just see the Dead Kennedys, period. I've never seen him.
Right?
Never seen him. This is where I want to mess with Jocelyn, just be like, Jocelyn, what's your favorite band? Because we've had off-stream conversations where you're just like,
everybody knows she likes the Jonas Brothers the best, right?
Hey.
No?
That's not even the most topical thing.
You're gonna give me a boy band. Give me Backstreet Boys. At least make it somewhat realistic.
If you're gonna tease her, at least make it the most popular current boy group. You have to go with One Direction. Jonas Brothers are so 4 years ago.
Who?
Come on, jeez.
Are they the most popular current? I didn't even
One
know
Direction, yeah. Them and the Biebs.
that. Okay.
Oh.
What about Comeback Kid? Aren't they from Canada?
Who?
I think.
I feel like you're just like making up band names.
No,
just to
they're
screw with me.
awesome. They're a really good
The
hardcore
only
band.
Canadian
All right.
bands I can think of off the top of my head that I enjoyed growing up was Gob and Sum 41.
Sum
Oh, I
41
like
is
Sum
really
41.
good. I
Yeah.
like Sum 41.
Yeah,
Yeah.
loved me.
What
I
happened
still
to those
am.
guys?
I think they actually just came through a few months ago, but I didn't have a chance to go see them. I guess the lead singer is the only original member still in the band.
Oh, wow.
Everyone else has quit or gone on
Okay.
to metal bands, I guess. I don't know. So that happened.
I like Metric, too. You ever
Oh,
listen to
yeah,
Metric?
Metric is from
Metric.
Canada. I just saw them early this year,
They're really
for
good.
their Synthetica tour. They're killer. Anyways, Jocelyn, you want to take the next email that is not music related?
Sure. So this one comes to us from Cythera. Cythera?
That's what
I
I, would
guess.
say. I'd say
Right.
that's correct.
All right. And says, hi guys, just a quick email to say, obviously I love your show. Who would send in an email if they didn't?
Oh, I know people
question
who
mark,
would.
exclamation mark. Yeah.
Oh, there's. I'll send you. I have a folder for that.
Oh, there's a full. Oh, can I read the folder?
It's called the
I'm
trash,
reading this.
and I will gladly send a copy of that to you, Cythera.
So I got into the beta yesterday, hell to the F yeah, and found something interesting. I'm sure it's well known, but I haven't heard you guys mention it. So did you know that if you silence a minion, if it has been frozen, it removes the effect of the CC as well? I used silence on a Venture Co. mercenary to get rid of the +3 mana cost and was surprised it also let me win the game in that same turn. So this actually happened to me today. Somebody that I went up against, I froze one of their dudes, and then they unfroze it using silence. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah,
It
I
wasn't
didn't.
just silence, it was science. They used.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't
yeah.
know this either. I believe Dills and I talked about this briefly on our coaching session that's up on the YouTube right now. But I saw this and I was like, you know what? I'm going to put this in the show so we remember to bring this up because I know we haven't talked about this on the podcast
No, we
proper
haven't.
yet.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
That actually brings me to the point that we really should have a science segment because there's lots of little things in the game. Like, do you know what happens when Sylvanas attacks Sylvanas? And they
No.
both die? Oh, man.
Terpster gets excited in his pants.
Basically, if there's a creature on one side, if there's only one creature, it will get stolen and then stolen again. So it'll go right back to where it was originally. Pretty good stuff.
That's cool.
Pretty good stuff.
That's really
yeah.
neat.
I think we really should like test some theories out and stuff like that because there is a lot of interactions of cards that nobody really
That's
knows
true.
about
Yeah,
yet.
no,
so,
that'd be a great segment.
yeah.
Gotcha.
This week in science.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you for that tip there, Cythera. Dills, you want to take this email?
Yeah. First of all, I don't think I mentioned that the email that I said in my crazy game story segment was from Matt Holy Roland. So
Oh, thank you,
just want to
Matt, for
make sure I
sending
said
that
that. So this is from Nick. Nick says, "Hello, brother."
Hi.
He says, "No, actually, my name is Nick Carver from New York. I've been listening since I've heard of the podcast while listening to the instance.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, good way to find out about the Angry Chicken because I always mention it on that show. I've heard you talk about watching professional gaming, and I myself would like to get into watching it, mostly Dota 2 and StarCraft and Hearthstone when it eventually makes its way there, which I think it kind of is. My question is, what is the best way to get into watching and following professional gaming? Keep up the awesome work with the show. Well, I pretty much just watch Twitch.
Yeah, Twitch TV
Pretty much
is
all of the professional gaming organizations stream to Twitch, so they have some sort of presence there.
Yeah, but if you want to see professional tournaments, the games you specifically stated, teamliquid.net is probably your best place to go, or A Move TV because we have a StarCraft show, we have a Hearthstone show, and on A Move Radio we talk about Dota every week. So
Yes.
there is that. But no, teamliquid.net follows StarCraft and Dota 2 as their two main esports of choice. They have a Wikipedia called Liquipedia, which is my bread and butter. I crack it open every morning like the sports section of a newspaper, and I just see, okay, this person advanced in this tournament. Wasn't able to stay up till 5 a.m. in Korea and watch, and that's how I keep up on all on StarCraft and Dota. It's ridiculous. I think they have the precogs from Minority Report running their wiki because they seem to know the results of a game before the game actually ends. It's updated that quickly. It's absurd.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if you go to Twitch right now, like there's Dota, StarCraft, Hearthstone, WoW, Minecraft, like whatever you want to watch. Someone's playing it right now.
He said pro tournaments. What is competitive about Minecraft? I built a to scale replica of the Enterprise faster than you. I did it. There's that. I'm afraid of Minecraft. I feel like if I actually went in there... Oh, we lost Dills.
I know.
There he goes.
I didn't want to say anything.
He doesn't have a smart-ass comment? What is this? He's just letting me get away with making fun of the fact that there's really nothing. Yeah. So there's that. Who's mentioning LOL in the chat room? Who actually wants to follow League of Legends? Dota's so much better.
Oh, you should not get into that.
Oh, anyone who listens
Dills is fully gone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and now Jocelyn's being split across 2 frames if you're watching the video. This happens. So we're just going to move on.
Every once in a while.
Michael also wrote in and said that he's been foaming at the mouth for a beta key for quite a while, thanks in no small part to the efforts of our show. He said, each day I would eagerly check my email just hoping to get a key. Then I decided to go back and sort through my astounding list of unread email. And that was when I found my beta key. Since August 27th, I have had a beta key patiently waiting for me in my inbox.
Oh my God.
So, listeners, let this be a public service announcement to you. I feel like we should have been just reminding you every week. Search Blizzard in your email and check your spam folder because we've gotten countless emails just like this. So
that's so sad. Totally feel his pain.
Yeah.
Not that I missed my beta.
Yeah, I was about to say, I didn't miss mine. So there's that. But anyways, well, Dills isn't here. What the crap, Dills? And he moved his modem before the show even.
I know. I had such high hopes that it would actually work out this week, and we would have one full episode of Dills. Should have known better.
Yeah.
Known better.
Yeah, we'll do the giveaway after we properly end the show because there's no point in recording us pulling names out of a hat.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we will have more keys to give away. And add me. What do you mean add you back, Dills? All right, but you're still in the call. You should just be able to join it. Why can't you just join it?
While we're figuring this out, while we're trying to get Dills back, I just wanted to thank On Air, the guy that sent in the beta key for us to give away to me. He has been a huge help to me in WoW and AIE, and he is one of the nicest guys ever. And he's Takamika Zuch from AIE.
Oh, that jerk? Oh, no.
So, yeah, that's where
I always thought it was Takamiguzic.
Nope.
He
actually phonetically spelled it out in the email.
Okay.
Yeah, man, AI, that guild is ridiculous. It's so nice, active, and helpful.
Very good. Yeah. By the way, so that was Skype just quitting on me. That wasn't my internet at all.
All right.
The stream was still working, everything working. It was like Skype shut down unexpectedly. Would you like to send a report?
Yes, I would.
Like, no, I'd like to reconnect, please.
Please sell Skype back to the people who created it in the first place, Microsoft. Thank you.
But now, what is this? So much hate against poor Dills, lol. What? What happened while I was gone?
Nothing.
Oh my God.
We were hating on LOL, like League of Legends.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. So, anyways, we're just gonna end the show and move on.
So pro right now.
There is that. Jocelyn, do you have any 5-star reviews from the Canadian store for us to thank?
I totally forgot to check.
Oh no!
Damn.
I know. I'm pulling a Terpster.
And here I was throwing to you to stretch
Normally
for time.
The organized one.
So
I'm failing at life. I'm sorry.
So I could open iTunes and find it fast enough. So.
I'm going as fast as I can.
Team America has enough for everyone.
Oh, throwing down the gauntlet, eh?
But actually, the first one is from a dude in Norway, apparently. So
Thank you for logging into a store that wasn't yours to leave us a review.
Yeah, I dig that.
That's
you
awesome.
You probably knew that was the best way for us to see it.
He
right?
literally says, written by a dude in Norway. That's awesome.
Yeah.
My personal favorite this week was from Devin Hounstein, who says, warning, don't confuse with the Angry Hippie podcast. Came for the hippies, left with a newfound knowledge of this heart stone disease that's plaguing millions.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was trying to find that Angry Hippie podcast, and he didn't quite get there.
But he gave us 5 stars, so thank you.
Like that guy.
Yeah. So,
and thank you to the guy who gave us 5 stars, even though apparently he got banned in our chat. I don't remember when this happened, but still gave us 5 stars. So good on you for not holding a grudge.
I've got one. This one says, lives up to Frog Pants standards by Pyroshin. Great show dedicated to Hearthstone, has the same wit and knowledge you would expect from Frog Pants and their work on the instance. Best podcast out there by far.
Oh, Thank you. Thank you very much for your serious and not silly review of our show. Yeah, thank you very much. If you haven't left us
we're just nice.
If you haven't left us a review and you're an iTunes listener, please do so. It helps the show out so very, very much and doesn't cost you a dime. As always, The Angry Chicken is a production of amove.tv and the Frog Pants Studios. You can see this and many other awesome shows like Starcast or Miss Jocelyn Moffat's Gamers In podcast over at amove.tv. And also make sure to check out The Instance and all of the other awesome shows on frogpants.com. You can email us at tacpodcast@gmail.com. We record live every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/amovetv. That's AMOVE TV. Keep getting tweets from people asking, when do you guys record live? I'm like, I say it at the end of every show since the dawn of
they
this
don't listen
podcast.
Past, they listen up until Garrett rants, and they go, phew, got my Garrett rant for the week. And
I did it once. What the hell? What did I'm using high voice.
You're ranting about ranting right now, Garrett. Do you realize that?
Oh, one of these days, I'm just going to hit that red button next to Dills and blame it on Skype hanging up on him.
It's cool. I rant too.
You'll never know.
I'm a ranter.
Yeah, you mage hater.
I love the mage. I have a good mage deck. It never loses. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's good.
I play it until I'm sick of winning, and I'm like, all right, let's play one of these other classes.
Let's play something that's fun to play.
Yeah, let's not play the OP-ness anymore. Excuse me, what is that?
Tell me that is the name. Tell me that's the name of your freaking mage deck, because that would be amazing.
OP-ness? No.
OP-ness. Aw, that's sad.
I did have O-Priest for a while, but O-Priest is not nearly as OP as OP-ness is.
My priest deck is named Touched by an Angel.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, God.
Yeah, not touched by a priest. That's something completely different.
Oh man,
there's that.
That's next, yeah.
Hey guys, follow us on Twitter
next priest deck.
Follow us on Twitter at TAC Podcast. Tell us how much you hated that last joke. You can follow me at Garrett Art. You can follow Dills at Willie Dills, and you can follow Jocelyn at GIS Gamer. Big thanks to Brian Griffith, the musician responsible for our intro music. He can be found at briangriffithmusic.com. And you can find my graphic design portfolio at nomoonart.com. I do freelance graphic design for a living. Go check it out. Dills, where can people find you?
Find me on the Instance. Find me talking about World of Warcraft there. And Torturecast, talking about the Giants there. MJ Mediocast, talking about mediocre golf there. And then also find me on my Twitch stream. Twitch.tv/WillieDillsSF. I am mostly streaming Hearthstone, but at some point I might be doing other stuff. I don't know.
I was expecting you to give them your personal address where they could literally find you.
Yeah, find me on in San Francisco. Write this down. No, but
take a left, not a right. Yeah. The GPS will lie to you.
When you see the crackhead, you're almost there. It's definitely time to, I think, branch out to a few more games on my Twitch stream. So I'm considering replaying some Diablo with my roommate who played it with me the other night, and it was really fun. And I know Diablo, everyone's probably like, I already played through that. Yeah. But I haven't finished it, so I kind of want to try it again.
I hear tell that you and this other dork are thinking about doing some BGs and maybe even arenas.
Yeah, BGs, arenas, potentially some Dota 2. Yeah.
It's tasty. Nice. It's a tasty game.
There you go. It'll be fun.
Awesome. And Jocelyn, how about you?
I am right here on A Move TV every Friday night for the Gamers In. Twitter is the best way to keep up with me, and follow me on Twitch. I'm at GIS Gamer on Twitch, and I just got some amazing news. Our internet company has removed our cap, so I can stream all I want.
Huzzah!
Yay! Unleash the hounds. I mean the Jocelyn.
So yeah, I'm super stoked. I'm going away for a couple weeks around Christmas, but hopefully we'll be streaming a lot in the next couple months. So I'm so excited.
Very cool.
Awesome. Totally awesome. Really happy for you. Don't forget to check out our sponsors, doghousesystems.com. Our code TAC will get you double memory on your next Doghouse rig, and we thank them for their support. We thank you all for listening. We will see you next week with episode 11 of The Angry Chicken. Job's done.
Job done.
Job's done.